Hi everybody, this is Scott Arvin, and that song makes me happy. I'm happy because Space Computer is just about ready to be released in December. The display that you saw are our famous Space Lumina glasses powered by our Space Computer, only 2.5 inches tall, just about the size of a little battery or a deck of cards, more powerful than most laptops, and it's coming soon exclusively through World Global Network. Well, hey everybody, thanks so much for being here with us tonight. My name once again is Scott Arvin, and this is World Global Network. We apologize for the little mix-up with the links that we put out a little earlier today on our corporate email, and some of you wound up in the wrong room, but you're here now and you're in exactly the right place. So I want to welcome you to the call tonight, and this is not going to be a business opportunity call. It's not a training call. This is a call about history, because just last Saturday, November 8th, we opened up our official American pre-launch. So World Global Network is officially open for business in the USA. I feel like we need to have a drum roll or something here because that is such exciting news. Now, everything that you've seen executed over the last few weeks and what you're going to see come to pass over the next few months is all part of a very well thought out, very well financed strategic plan to introduce World Global Network to the US market. Now, the first thing that we wanted to do is establish our brand. The next thing is our products and our opportunity into the American marketplace for the very first time. Then to lay in the infrastructure to begin our American operations, and that meant securing the necessary financial, legal, operational, marketing, and human resources required to begin doing business in the U.S. Now I'm happy to say that all of that has been put into place. Now we have begun doing a series of weekly corporate webinars and emails to begin communication with you. And we've had some terrific people with massive success and high credibility drawn to our opportunity. And I just wanted to take a moment and thank all of you for your belief and hard work during our pre-launch phase, which is known as World Important People, or our WIP phase. Now on November 8th, the sign-up system in your back office were closed to allow our software to begin the final build out on our dual team and Infinity generational pay plan infrastructure. And we placed tools in your back office to allow you to position yourself and your frontline teams exactly where you wanted them. And over 600 of you made the decision to go ahead and make it happen. Then the system went to work to build out the organization. Now, when the system completed its work, everyone regained access to their back office and was given 8 hours to review their downline placement. And then our official American pre-launch began, like I said, last Saturday. And we're so excited about it. And if you haven't had the chance to do it yet, and everybody that's on this call, I'm sure you've already had this opportunity to see our new WGN pre-launch websites, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you haven't taken the time yet, you can access your website by simply going to your username.worldgn.com. It's simply your username. Everybody's got a username that they signed up with, so just use your username.worldgn.com to access your website. Now, when you get there, you're going to see the great job that our designers have done in putting together a world-class video-driven site that tells the story of World Global Network in what I think is just a hugely compelling way. From our offices around the world, to our executive management team, to our famous international trips and recognition, there's an introduction to our upcoming launch of our revolutionary space system line of products. You just saw a video on that just a few minutes ago. Information about our comp plan and our business opportunity. And most of it is video driven, so you can just sit back and relax and be entertained. And that's what we want your prospects to be able to do. Just sit back, relax, and have the story be told to them. There's not a lot to read on the website, but one of the areas that you do need to read is the FAQ section. Now, if you haven't already, I want you to go there when we're done with this call and really review this, because that's one of the most important areas for you to discover. Now, we have set up a pre-launch customer service rep, but as you can imagine, she's pretty bombarded with questions right now, many of which can be thoroughly answered just by reading the FAQs. So go to the FAQ section first to get your questions answered. I know that in a time of pre-launch like this, many people have a lot of questions, and when we've done our best job in trying to put those questions in inventory, answer them so that you can get the answers that you're looking for without having to go through the extra time bother customer service. Now, we do have customer service in place, but you do need to read the FAQ section first. If you have a question that's not answered in the FAQs, then submit a ticket. And if you actually need to submit a ticket, then the place to go is to your digital back office and click on support, and you'll be able to do it there. Your last and final resort is to email customercare@worldgn.com. But like I said, almost every question is already answered in your FAQ, and we've already got a lot of questions that have been answered. It's very robust right now, but we're adding to that on a daily basis. So if you do need support, it's available to you in your back office. And speaking of your digital back office, when you sign in, you'll see that we've set up what we call your desk office. Now, your desk has just the things that you need for pre-launch. It's got everything that you need at this stage. Now, this is not your final back office. We'll be introducing that later on in our soft launch, but for right now, all the tools that you need are available in your pre-launch back office. Your desk office has got your profile, where you can upload your identification documents, your banking info, that's very important, your business information, and then what you want to see on your personal website. And it's also got a robust document center. Now, all the documents that have to do with doing business with World Global Network are in that area. And my advice to you is to download them and print them out, read them, and put them in a file for easy access. Very important that you have all the information at your fingertips. Now, the other thing that you've got available to you at your desk is your personally sponsored frontline team, your dual team or your binary, and your Infinity Generation team views. So you can view everything that has to do with building out your personal team. Now, one thing that you'll see when you look in there that's really different that I want to call your attention to is the organization or the dual team or binary view. Now, in America, we're used to seeing the binary view from the top to the bottom. And the view you'll see here in your back office is completely reversed. It's from the bottom to the top. Now, this is the version that WGN has used in hundreds of countries, and they're not going to change it here. But I think you're going to grow to love the reason that it was put together this way, because it was actually a conscious choice. And I was asking Fabio Galdi, who's our CEO, our chairman, and the president of the company, why did you make the decision to do it this way? And he had an incredible answer that I think you'll really appreciate. The meaning behind the decision to flow your team up instead of down is that you grow your business and build your income because of people. You are the seed. You're the seed from which all your business happens, and your people are the tree that springs upward. That's the way the business grows. So when you think about it, that's the way your check grows. It gets bigger, it goes up. So I think when you think about it, it's a beautiful meaning behind that. And like I said, once you get used to it, it's kind of like driving on the left-hand side of the street over in England. It's a little weird at first, but then once you get used to it, you become very comfortable and it becomes second nature to you. And I think you'll find the same thing to be true when you look at your organization in the back office. So another thing I want to share is that you're going to be building your team, and that regards, signing up people. So our system allows the person signing up to use a Visa or MasterCard credit or debit card only from their country of origin. In other words, if you're signing up someone in America, they have to have a credit or debit card that's issued from the U.S. Now, the same is true from any country, whether it's Canada or Brazil. For them to be able to sign up from that country, they have to have a credit card in their country of origin. And if you're signing someone up, make sure that they have a credit or debit card that has the proper balance available, because you don't want to see their card declined. They don't want to see that either. So make sure that they make sure that they've got money available in terms of a balance to be able to make the transactions. If a card is declined for some reason, they can try another card with it, but that's it. There's only 2 times available for them to be able to try to sign in. Now, I did mention that you can sign up people from other countries. That's one of the other questions that people had. And this is a very important point to make, because we're opening up America right now, but World Global Network is doing business already in over 100 countries. And that gives you an incredible opportunity to take advantage of maybe the months or years that you've been involved in the network marketing industry and the relationships that you've built up over that period of time. So I do want you to know that you can sponsor people into other countries. Now, they can also make purchases. Now, the points and commissions from product sales that are made will be held until December 16th when we have our first commission run. That's when we're going to be having our first commission run, is going to be on December 16th. So we're going to be, escrowing those points and commissions from any product sales that are made outside of the U.S., and they'll all be available for you on December 16th, which is going to be our first commission run in the U.S. So there's going to be some big checks in December, just in time for Christmas. So the people you sponsor outside the U.S. are going to participate in what we call the international business model and our product offering through the international business model, because there's some products like Power Clouds, for instance, that aren't yet available in the U.S. So once again, remember that everything that you're seeing now is just our initial pre-launch version, and you're going to be seeing a lot more changes coming as we roll out over the next few weeks in our March to Dubai. Now, so many of you have asked about the details because you were interested in attending the Diamond Life convention in Dubai. And if you're not a diamond, and obviously no one in America is a diamond yet, but if you still want to attend, we would absolutely love to have you. In fact, there's no better way for you to see and experience what World Global Network is really all about than by attending a Diamond Life convention, particularly in Dubai. Now, the dates that you can attend are December 4th and 5th. Now, we're running the conference from December 2nd through the 8th, but the dates that non-diamonds can attend is the 4th and 5th. And the great news is the ticket prices are only $70. Now, you can buy your ticket in your digital back office by going to the Stock Center. Now, this is what we call the products section. It's the Stock Center. Okay, so you go back there and you'll be able to see a special Dubai tab to buy your Diamond Life convention ticket there, and it's only $70 to attend. It's going to be held at the World Trade Center in Dubai. Now, there's been so much interest in Dubai that we've decided to prepare a special email covering all the details about Dubai for anybody in the U.S. that wants to attend. So keep your eyes out, because we're going to be sending out that email about Dubai and all the details about how to attend our Diamond Life convention just a little bit later on this week. And one of the things that we're pretty famous for on these calls, just about every week we have a special announcement to make, and there's no exception tonight. We've got another special announcement. And just when you think it can't get any better, it does. I want you to know that we're announcing an extension of the WIP promotion. Now, over 1,000 WGN affiliates, by the time we closed up last week before our pre-launch, took advantage of our WIP promotion, which ended on November 6th. We opened up on the 8th. And by the time we allowed everybody to get into position, over 1,000 people had taken advantage of that opportunity to become a qualified WIP affiliate. Now, as you know, we had quite a few incentives for you to be able to do that, including on December 9th, which is our soft launch in Dubai, which is concurrent with our launch here of our space system in the U.S., you can pay only $299, and be upgraded to the $599 master level. In other words, you come in at the partner level for $299 and receive a free upgrade to the $599 master level, including all the products and services that are available at the master level. Now, right off the bat, that's a savings of $300. But since we're talking about money, that's the other part of this, and that is that you get paid at the master level in the Infinity Generational Pay Plan. So not only do you get upgraded to Master Pack, but you also get upgraded to the Master Level Infinity Generational Pay Plan. Plus, you receive a $500 discount on your purchase of the incredible new Space Computer and Lumina glasses when it becomes available in the first quarter of 2015. And you saw a little video about that at the top of the call, and as you know, that is an absolutely incredible product. A $500 discount on the price of the product when it comes out puts you first in line. And so that was the big incentive for you to become qualified and get yourself into position prior to our pre-launch. Now, for those of you that took advantage of this promotion, I don't have to tell you how greatly you've set yourself up for success when we release the space system in Dubai on December 9th. But we don't want to leave anybody behind. So for those of you that already are WIP affiliates who signed up with a voucher but for whatever reason didn't get yourself and your teams in position, or if you signed up as a free affiliate during our WIP phase, we've decided to extend the WIP promotion in these two following ways. If you signed up as a WIP affiliate but haven't completed your position, you will be eligible to participate in the soft launch as a WIP member by paying the $299 on December 9th, and you will receive the $300 discount to get the $599 Master Pack. You'll also receive positioning in the Infinity Pay Plan at the Master level. The only thing that you're going to miss out on is the $500 discount coupon on your purchase of the space computer. So you get 2 out of the 3 different events. If you pay $299 on December 9th, you'll receive the $300 discount and get upgraded to the $599 Master Pack, and you'll also get paid Master level the Infinity Pay Plan. Very, very cool. The only thing that you'll miss out on is the $500 discount coupon on your purchase of the space computer. So that's fabulous in and of itself. But what about the free people that signed up during the WIP phase? Once again, we don't want to leave anybody behind. So if you signed up for free during the WIP phase, you now have the opportunity to lock in your position in the dual team or the binary by just paying the $49 registration fee. Now, a lot of you free members are sitting in the binary with dozens, if not hundreds of people underneath you. So this is your opportunity to lock your position in for just $49 before we purge all the free members out of the system. So this is an incredible opportunity. If you have not been in the back office and you're a free member, then I encourage you to do that, and you'll have the opportunity to see where you're positioned within the binary tree. And you might have dozens, if not hundreds of people underneath you that you're not going to be capitalizing on unless you lock your position in, and we're going to give you the opportunity to do that for just $49. And then you'll be in position to take advantage of our big surge to Dubai. So these are incredible things that have just happened over the last couple of weeks, the last couple of days, and in fact with this new extension of the WIP program, just the last few hours, and I think it shows everybody how generous WGN is in regards to wanting to make sure that everybody has a great position for success as far as our launch is concerned. We don't want to leave anybody behind. We've had a lot of updates that have happened. We know some people have had other things on their minds or other things that they've had to do with their lives, and we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to truly take advantage of this historic opportunity. Well, I'm going to have some more information that I want to share with you at the end of the call, but right now I'd like to turn it over to one of our top field leaders, Jeff Hooks. You've heard Jeff on the call before a couple of different times as he's gone through the pay plan in detail. He's a phenomenal leader. He's a 7-figure earner. He's one of the people I talked about at the very beginning of the call of incredible people that have been drawn to this business opportunity, to this company, and we're just really, really pleased to have him. He's someone that you can truly trust. We trust him, and that's why he's on the call tonight. So, Jeff, I'd like to turn the call over for you.
Good evening to all of you. Exciting times for all of us, exciting times to be part of the Global Network mission and vision, and you know, as I think we all know, it is the beginning of the beginning, and but what an exciting time that it is for sure. In fact, like many of you, because I know I've been on the phone with you, it's game time for those of us from a field leadership perspective that have already assembled the foundation of your team and are moving forward here in the kickoff of this pre-launch phase. We're now, you know, it's kind of back and forth with many of you. I've been saying it's game time. You know, now, in fact, as we wrap up this webinar here in just a few short minutes, like many of you, I'm not, you know, I recognize we're a committed team pulling in the same direction, and I've got 2 hours of scheduled calls as soon as we wrap up this particular webinar, and those calls, excuse me, those calls are all focused on sponsorship. Those calls are all focused on sharing the World Global Network story, sharing the exciting USA pre-launch story, and focusing on sponsoring new affiliates and getting them positioned in the organization. And so, you know, I want all of you to know it's a process. And so with your blessing, I hope some of you, I hope all of you, if you're not driving, have a pen and paper, I want to jot down some notes, and I want to just affirm and even reaffirm that I recognize this team. I recognize we've got some tremendous men and women with amazing leadership track record and experience, and I also recognize, like I think we all do, that we've got some brand new people, brand new affiliates, brand new members of the World Global Network family that have never built a direct sales networking business. And so with your blessing, I want to share some thoughts and my focus. I have a vested interest in helping every single one of you. And I want you to know that I've got a vested interest. And my goal is to share a couple of thoughts, a couple of ideas, and begin the dialogue in terms of where we are and where we're going moving forward. And so in the spirit of that, let's just remind, kind of take a deep breath. I've shared in previous calls, and I remind myself of this all the time. I'm type A. I'm a bit of a driver, like many of you. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life, a traditional business entrepreneur prior to falling in love with this business model. And I'm all about urgency, and like many of you, I love urgency. I'm a do-it-now individual like you are, and like most of you are, at least those that I've connected with, and those are certainly, that's a positive attribute for us from a leadership standpoint. Urgency is good. However, we also have to remind ourselves, and I'm looking in the mirror when I say this, I'm talking to myself, I'm pointing at myself, and I want to make sure we all recognize that. I'm locked arms with each of you. We're sitting on the same side of the table. We're sitting on the same side of the table with the World Global Network founders, board of directors, executive team. We have a shared mission, we have a shared vision, and an incredible opportunity ahead of us. However, it's important for Jeff Hooks and for all of us as field leaders to recognize, once again, it is pre-launch. And so the whole purpose of pre-launch, now here's the beauty of this. It's pre-launch in a major market, obviously the United States. And again, we're not forgetting our neighbors and partners and friends to the north in Canada and to the south in Mexico, who are absolutely plugged in and participating and leading this particular, this USA launch. This is, as far as I'm concerned, this is a launch of the Americas, but specifically it is a U.S. focused launch with our Canadian partners and friends and our partners and friends from Mexico plugging into the timing of this launch. And so here's the point. We are positioned, every single one of us, at the right place at the right time before paved roads with World Global in the U.S. You know what I mean by that? In other words, we're positioned in the front of this opportunity with an established company with an over 3-year operational history. We'll do somewhere between 150, 200 million top line revenue this year. So it's an established company, but brand new, again, pre-launch in the U.S. So the roads aren't even paved yet. And we have to recognize that. If everything was in place, please understand, let's think through this logically and also emotionally. If everything's in place, it's not a pre-launch. It's a launch. It's going to be an official launch in March. So the opportunity, I think we all have to recognize, both, again, logically from a mental standpoint and emotionally, that there are going to be some challenges. That's part of business. For those of you, and I know many of you are traditional business people as well, if you've ever built a business, if you've ever read biographies of great entrepreneurs, and I truly believe Fabio Galdi will be mentioned in those names of some of the world's best entrepreneurs in history, the biggest, the brightest, the Henry Fords of enterprise and of business. And that includes, if you've read Steve Jobs' biography, if you've read anything of the early times with Bill Gates and Microsoft, folks, no major enterprise and even a company launching and expanding into a new international market, there are always it's action and adjustment. There are always tweaks. There are operational tweaks. The company's in the process of interviewing and the office build out and all kinds of things happening. So here's the point. With the transition into pre-launch, there were well over, and I'm not going to mention specifics because I'm a field affiliate just like all of you, and I can't speak for the company. I don't have the data, but I happen to know for a fact that well over 3,000 people got positioned when we finalized the tree into pre-launch. And so the point is that happened overnight. So all of a sudden, we've got the tree being finalized. We've got pre-launch new affiliates being sponsored at $49. And by the way, not just in the U.S., through the U.S. tree from international markets. And folks, things have gone incredibly well. Have there been issues? Of course. Have there been challenges where when the company did the algorithm and the tree was finalized, there were some changes that had to be made? Absolutely, no question. And here's the key. There are going to be some challenges as we go through November and prepare for the soft launch. But that's the advantage, the first mover's advantage that each one of us has. So that's the definition of pre-launch. It's before the roads are paved, metaphorically. And so what I want to do with respect, but in the spirit of open dialogue, is just remind each one of us, and again, I'm looking at myself when I say this, is we got to be patient. We're the CEO of our own affiliate business, World Global Network. We have an opportunity, every single one of us, to write our own ticket in terms of freedom, lifestyle, financial freedom, lifestyle freedom over the next 2, 3, 4 years. What we put out of what we put into our World Global Network business over the next few years is going to set the stage for every one of us. Now, some are going to engage and build, and we all know this. Some are maybe going to create a nice part-time business, and some aren't. But the beauty is we're in control. We're the CEO of our own affiliate business. Now, think about this. We're also, that means it's a volunteer army. So some people, I've actually counseled some of my team. Now, stay with me here. Only a few more minutes. I've got some things to share. I've counseled some of my team to just sit back and relax. Hey, you've gotten positioned. If you know this is a stage. This pre-launch stage is really a leadership stage. And so if you want to wait until the roads are paved, sticking with the metaphor, then that's okay. Wait until pre-launch, and you can engage in pre-launch. If you're extremely conservative and you don't want any leadership opportunities to work through, then hey, then wait till after the soft launch. If you want to, wait till March. The beautiful thing is, for each one of us, nobody has to engage. It's totally up to us. Now, for those that are leaders, and everyone on this call is a leader, we have to recognize that leadership carries with it a responsibility. There's opportunity, but there's also responsibility. And what we focus on, our team is going to focus on. Now, again, some of you multi-6 and 7-figure earners understand I'm right with you. This does not mean that we're going to ignore opportunities. If there's something that needs to be fixed, we're going to address it. But I want to share with you quite candidly. I'm not going to, obviously not going to mention names, but my phone was ringing off the hook earlier today when I was doing a presentation. Okay, so I was sharing the World Global Network story with new people, with my objective being sponsoring new affiliates into the organization so that we get positioned for our soft launch December 9th. Phone rang off the hook, got a couple emails, and again, this is a wonderful leadership team. This is, please stay with me, and don't think this is a criticism. This is a lesson for all of us. There was a team of upline individuals that were focused on a sponsorship correction. In other words, during the VIP phase, one of their affiliates meant to sponsor a person, and this person went to somebody else's link. It's a long story. Anyway, it was a sponsorship correction. I received 3 phone calls and 2 emails from 2 different upline leaders that were trying to support their team. And a couple of the voicemails, and you know who you are, with all due respect, were a little bit tough, a little bit strong to me. And hey, this needs to be fixed. We've sent everything in. Long story short, it was fixed yesterday, and the company sent an email to the individuals involved, the sponsor and the new affiliate, and said that everything had been corrected, and nobody had communicated with the upline. So the upline's focused on this situation for over 24 hours that could be productive new sponsoring time, and the situation was already resolved. And that's not always the case, but again, stay with me. It's our responsibility as leaders, if you want to build an empire with World Global Network, to make sure that we're not communicating with the company as an us versus them. This is pre-launch. The company hasn't even staffed up the operations for the U.S. and the North America support team. So that's happening right now. It's going to happen over the next couple of months. And so here's my message. Our responsibility is sponsoring new affiliates. What I'm focusing on, now again, if there's a challenge, if there's an opportunity, we're going to get it corrected. The thing that and this is not the company talking, this is Jeff Hooks talking. The thing that I don't have patience for is once the problem's been identified, let's focus on solution and let's give the company an opportunity to correct it. The one thing I don't, again, as we work together, and this, this is just the way I am, and in the spirit of full disclosure, once we've identified a challenge, let's give the company an opportunity to correct it, and let's get back to work on what we're responsible for, which is building a team. It's sharing the story, and just like Scott said, wonderful information. By the way, there'll be an email that comes out that memorializes this, but the company is going to bend over backwards for you and for me and our teams to make sure that nobody's left behind before the tree is purged and all the free, the free affiliates that aren't engaged, before they're, we're given, the company's given all of us an opportunity to make sure we're positioned and can thrive and have prosperity and be part of this amazing success journey moving forward. And so our focus, what we're responsible for, the company's making progress every day. In fact, some of you had recognized that the company had added and updated the frequently asked question answers from today to yesterday. And it's like I've shared with many of the leaders on this call, on this webinar, we can expect measurable, steady, clear, and consistent progress as the company executes on its plan as we continue to move forward to the soft launch and beyond. So what we want to do is, yes, lead with integrity, make sure our team's provided for. If there's an issue that needs to be fixed, boom, we'll communicate it. But again, let's focus on what we're responsible for, which is building the team out. And the pattern of activity, inviting people to learn about World Global Network, sharing the business and the opportunity with the tools the company's created on the pre-launch websites that we have, and then follow up, invite, share, and follow up. And many of you, again, we've got amazing leaders. We're focused on three-way calls as the follow-up. We're doing small group presentations. In fact, I'm on a couple of calls after this webinar with group presentations to share the story and answer questions. And it's fun. This is now we can get to a point where we're going to have some fun. We're going to spread our wings and build this thing. So what I want to do, five minutes max, Scott, and I'm back to you, partner. I've got a couple things that I want to share just from my experience that I think will be of value, and specifically geared towards where we are with pre-launch. Okay, and this is all under the concept of leadership. One of the things that I've learned in this business, and again, for the top leaders that have been, industry leaders for 10, 15, 20 years, what you like and discard the rest. All I want to do is share ideas from my experience.
Hey everybody, hi, this is Scott Arvin. Hey Jeff, I guess you got disconnected, but words of wisdom.
Scott, are you there? Scott, I'm sorry. I'm here. Hey, listen, Paul, thank you so much. I accidentally, here's Paul, thank you, sir, and Scott, sir, I'm back. Did I just lose you real quick? Did I just lose you?
Yeah, you did, just as you said, 5 more minutes.
All right, so here's the deal. What I want to do is share a couple things that I think, and again, pilot error. So one of the things that I bring to this organization is if you recognize that I can do it, anybody can do it. So when I accidentally hit the mute button on my interview, I apologize. So leadership, it's an opportunity to encourage and build. Every time we touch an affiliate in our organization, whether it be a text exchange, whether it be an email, whether it be a conference call, an in-person meeting, it's an opportunity. And just like many of you are doing, and I gave some names, and I don't know if you heard that, but we've got some amazing leaders that are doing this every single day. It's an opportunity to encourage. It's an opportunity to build belief. Now, again, we're not talking sugarcoating. If somebody's got a challenge, particularly during the pre-launch phase, as the companies continue to expand infrastructure and personnel and headcount, we're going to fix that. I'm not suggesting that we ignore situations as we get the organization positioned, but what I am suggesting is that we encourage, we build belief, and we stay focused as field leaders on what our responsibility is, which is to build out the team so that when the light switches on, the goes off metaphorically, and it's soft launch December 9th, we're in a position, as Scott said, to maximize the official soft launch and have an amazing commissions and bonuses flowing into the organization on December 16th. And so leadership lesson number one that I've learned is I've conditioned my thinking to focus on encouraging and to focus on building belief every time I touch an affiliate, every time I talk to an affiliate. And it's a discipline, folks, that as leaders we can get better at. Now, one other point that I've learned, the second leadership point, is we see the world as we are, not as it is. Now, that's from Stephen Covey. I ripped it off from about 23 years ago. I think it must have been 7 Habits of Highly Effective People or Principled Center Leadership, the follow-up book. But it's definitely Stephen Covey that I ripped it off, so I'm not going to act it's mine. But he said we see the world as we are, not as it is. So pay attention to that. I had an individual, and again, this is just in the spirit of just team building here, had an individual call me today, good group, probably 100 plus people positioned during the WIP phase, really moving forward in the last few days with some great things happening. And he made the comment, he said, Jeff, he said everybody's having trouble paying their $49. And I said, really? I said, we've had some isolated issues and some, but I haven't heard that. I mean, and I've been on the phone. In fact, I personally have sponsored new affiliates in the U.S. and actually in Europe, and have had no issues personally. Well, long story short, when I peeled it back, it was one person. He had just gotten one phone call. He was uncomfortable with the phone call because he didn't know what to do or how to respond. So he called me, and from his perspective, emotionally, with all due respect, everyone was having a problem. So again, we see the world as we are, not as it is. And what we want to do is take a deep breath, recognize that there are no fire drills in this business. Thankfully, and some of you, and I say this with all due respect, some of you have been military and ex-military, some of you have been in emergency services. I mean, there are careers where there are, it's life and death immediately. In this business, nothing that nothing that happens today, tomorrow, or the next day can't be fixed. We're going to work through all of it. So we want to just have confidence, have that belief. The next point I want to make is a mentor of mine told me this, and he drilled it in 20 years ago. He said, Jeff, don't commemorate. Don't commiserate. In other words, when people bring problems to you, identify what that is, and then focus on solution immediately. Don't commiserate and have a pity party. Commemorate what we're building with World Global Network, what the opportunity is, and let's get back focused forward. So don't commiserate, commemorate what we're doing, and that's a focus point, and it's a commitment. Now again, if some of you you understand what I'm saying, but like most success principles, they're easy to understand intellectually, but it takes discipline and habit to continue to stay focused on that. So that leads me to the fourth. I've only got 2 more points. Leaders have a superior attitude. In this industry, more than anything I've ever seen, the top income earners. Now, with all due respect, I'm talking to serious builders that have built businesses that have paid millions and millions and millions over years. The leaders have a superior attitude, and that's something we're going to work on as a team. With this leadership team, the men and women that are on this webinar, we're going to put some specific, as a team, it's not me talking, as a team, we're going to put some field leadership information in place to equip and empower each one of you to develop your leadership skills and to develop a superior attitude so that you can lead and build and grow your business to the levels of success that you want. And then finally, I want to talk about leadership in terms of who we follow. I'm 49, going on 50 now. I got some gray hairs. I tell people, like many of you, I've got, I feel like I've aged in dog years in terms of business experience. I'm probably about 280 in terms of business experience and mistakes I've made in the past and those types of things. And so my closing comments are these. Who I follow now is more important than any other aspect of business. In other words, I always say it's the jockey, not the horse. It's the leader, whoever's in charge. And the best way to predict and forecast future performance is to look at the past. And it's with that, and many of you have not yet, keyword yet, had the opportunity to meet Fabio Galdi and Alessandro and Jean Paul and Alfonso and the whole corporate team and the executive team. And you will. Those of you in Dubai, I'm heading out on the 1st of December, coming back the 7th. And if not then certainly as we build towards the launch convention in March, the official launch, you're going to have an opportunity to meet these leaders and these individuals. And here's what I can share with you from my experience. These are individuals that walk the talk and have a track record of success. You know the old saying, success leaves clues. Well, here's what we have to remind. Even though we're in pre-launch, the roads aren't paved in the U.S. The roads are paved in over 100 countries around the world. This is a company with over a 3-year operational history, over 150 million a year in top-line revenue and growing. And again, this is not their first rodeo, as we say, as friends in Texas say. This is in Oklahoma, or pick your state, cowboy states. This is a company that understands what they're doing. Now, if you've got somebody that's saying, "Hey, follow me," and you look at the last 10 years of their career, and they've done 50 things and none of them well, you know, that's something to scratch your head. But we've got an opportunity with World Global Network to follow a visionary, Mr. Fabio Galdi and his executive team, that have a track record of performance that precedes this U.S. pre-launch and launch. And for me, that gives me confidence, it gives me conviction, and I would just encourage you to process that as we move forward. And so it's an honor for me to be in business with each of you. We truly have big things ahead, and I'm excited to get to know all of you and work very, very closely as we move forward towards our soft launch. So with that, Mr. Scott Arvin, back to you, sir.
Hey, Jeff, thanks so much. We really appreciate your words of wisdom and also your leadership. And I just want to reiterate something that Jeff said, and that is the fact that we are doing business in over 100 countries. And what you're seeing in our rollout right now is part of a very well thought out, very financed strategic plan to introduce World Global Network to the U.S. market. So not everything's in place, but a lot of things are in place. One thing that's in place is you. You're in position. Your team's in position. You can see everything in your back office, the policies and procedures, the code of ethics, all that's in place. You've got a beautiful functioning video-driven website that you can send people to that tells the World Global Network story, where people can get their questions answered and where they can sign up for just $49. So you've got a little over a month to build for our soft launch in December, where you'll have access to some of the most proprietary and cool cloud-based apps on the planet, from video conferencing to desktop sharing, free VoIP calling to over 100 countries from either your cell phone or your PC or your Mac, and a domestic and international wireless service plan that's beyond competitively priced, running on the fastest 4G network in the country. Now, you can use that on either one of the beautiful World Phone 4s that's available, or through any unlocked phone with a World SIM card. So I want you to take a couple of things that Jeff said to heart right now, because if you position yourself right now over the next month to the soft launch, that will set the stage for Christmas and beyond, so that you can hit the ground running in 2015. And I will tell you this from my experience in network marketing, that your first quarter of the year will set the stage for the entire year. And this new year coming up, 2015, could set you up for life. So starting this December, you're not going to not only have everything that we just got through mentioning in regards to all those products and more, but you'll also be the exclusive sales channel for the most revolutionary, the most innovative, and the most exciting high-tech product ever introduced, either inside network marketing or out. And that's the incredible space computer and the Space Lumina glasses. It's absolutely going to fire. Not to mention the platform that we call, which is going to be like Netflix on steroids. And it's only going to be available from one place, and that's you. So like Jeff said, this is just the beginning of the beginning. And there's so much more to come, even beyond what we've talked about. So that concludes our call for this evening, and I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for bringing your time, your talent, your contacts, and maybe most of all, your heart to the company. Thanks for your energy and your belief over the last few weeks and on into the next few weeks to come. I can't tell you how proud I am of each and every one of you. because this is your life, this is your time, and this is your network. Hey, we'll see you again next week with more exciting news and information. You can expect an email coming out a little bit later this week on Dubai, and we'll have some more great news for you a little further down the road. So until then, this is Scott Arvin. That concludes our call for tonight. Bye-bye for now.